So, you've got one of these brilliant, high energy dogs in your life, and you've probably found yourself standing by a lake, a pool, or the ocean, asking this one simple question. Well, let's dive right in and figure out exactly what every owner needs to know. I mean, think about it. On the one hand, you have this world-class canine athlete, famous for its incredible agility and intelligence on land. But on the other, you have water. So how does this dog, originally bred for the rugged highlands of Scotland, actually handle the deep end? And there it is. The short answer? Yes, they absolutely can swim. But, and this is a really big but, it's just not as straightforward as it is for a dog like, say, a Labrador Retriever. Their relationship with water is this fascinating mix of instinct, personality, and a few pretty surprising challenges. Okay, so let's break that down. Why isn't it just a simple yes or no? Well, unlike true water dogs, the ability to swim isn't really a factory setting for a Border Collie. Many of them can become absolutely fantastic swimmers, but it's usually a skill that needs to be learned and built up over time. And yeah, the American Kennel Club really nails it with this quote. That basic doggy paddle motion, that's pretty much instinct for most dogs. But real, true confidence in the water, that's a whole different ballgame. It's something they have to learn, especially for a breed that wasn't designed for it from the get-go. So to really get why it's complicated, we've got to look under the hood, at their physical blueprints. From an evolutionary standpoint, this breed was engineered for stamina and endurance over tough, rugged terrain, not for life in the water. Let's see what that actually means. And wow, when you put them side by side with a classic water dog, like a lab, the differences just jump right out at you. Labs have those webbed feet that act like little flippers and oily coats that repel water. Border Collies? Not so much. They don't have significant webbing. Their bodies are lean with dense muscle, which is less buoyant than fat. And then there's that coat, which, well, that's a whole other story. Okay, and this right here, this is probably the single biggest physical hurdle they face. That beautiful, thick double coat is amazing for keeping them warm in the Scottish Highlands. But in the water, it acts like a sponge, soaking up moisture and getting incredibly heavy. The source material uses the perfect analogy. It's like swimming with a weighted vest on. And as you can imagine, that can tire them out really, really fast. But, okay, we've talked a lot about the physical challenges. Here's the twist. With a Border Collie, it's almost never just about the body. It's about that incredible brain. They approach water with the same focus and intensity they bring to literally everything else they do. And this quote from the AKC just sums it up perfectly. For so many of these dogs, getting in the water isn't about splashing around for fun. It's a job. It's a mission. That intense drive they have to work often completely overrides any hesitation they might have about getting wet. Give them a task, and they are all in. And this is where you see that unique brain in action. Have you ever actually seen a collie try to herd water? It is one of the most fascinating things to watch. They might start biting at the waves, trying to control them, or they might even swim in wide circles around people in the water, trying to keep their human flock together. It's just their herding instinct popping up in a totally new environment. All right, so knowing all of that, the physical challenges and that powerful mental drive, how do you actually, do this? How do you safely help your land-loving pup become a confident water dog? Well, success always starts on the shore, not in the deep end. And it all comes down to a clear step-by-step approach. It really breaks down into these 4 key steps. First, you got to start slow, in a calm, shallow spot where they feel safe. Second, tap into that amazing work drive by turning it into a game. A floating fetch toy is perfect for this. Third, give them some physical support. A life jacket is a fantastic tool here. And finally, and this is one people forget all the time, make sure they know exactly how to get out. It's so important for preventing panic. Okay, so we know how to get them in the water. Now we got to talk about the really important stuff, the potential risks you need to manage, and the incredible rewards you both stand to gain. So remember that quirky water herding behavior we talked about? Well, it can actually have a pretty serious downside. It's called hyponatremia, or water intoxication. It happens when a dog swallows way too much water, which messes with their body's sodium levels. It's a risk for any dog, but especially for these guys who might obsessively bite at waves and splashes. This is why being prepared is just everything. Think of this as your non-negotiable safety checklist. A good life jacket is a vital tool, especially with that heavy coat. Always, always rinse them with fresh water after a swim to protect their skin. dry their ears, and that thick undercoat to prevent infections. And maybe the most important one, keep a close eye on them for exhaustion, because their drive is so strong, they often won't stop on their own. All right, enough with the risks. Let's talk about the rewards, because they are huge. Get ready for this. We're talking about just 1 minute of swimming. Is the workout equivalent of a full 4 minutes of running? 4 to 1. For a breed that has a seemingly bottomless well of energy, that is an absolute game changer. It's one of the most efficient ways possible to burn off those zoomies. And, it's not just about burning energy. This right here might be the single most important long-term benefit. Border Collies can be prone to joint issues like hip dysplasia from all that high-impact running and jumping. Swimming is a nearly weightless workout. It builds strong muscles without putting all that stress on their joints. It is perfect for their long-term health. So, let's circle back to our big question. Can Border Collies swim? Oh, absolutely they can. With a little patience and the right approach, you can unlock this fantastic activity that's just as good for their brilliant mind as it is for their body. It's all about respecting their unique makeup and turning it into the best job they've ever had. Now, we've just scratched the surface here. If you want to dive even deeper and get the full comprehensive guide with even more details on safety and training, the link to the original article is right there for you in the description. It is definitely worth a read. Thanks for tuning in.